guys, this is Farah from my bookshelf, and today I just recently watched Taylor's video about Taylor from We Need Reads, and she had a video about her top books so far in 2012, and it felt like a really good idea. Yesterday I just reached 50 books, so I read 50 books this year so far. And I've got a couple of favorites. I got a total of 8, so I guess that's good. So I'm gonna show them to you, but I don't really know if I'll try to put them in order. I don't know, it's kind of hard because some I really love equally, some I love more by a bit, some I don't know. Just know that they're one of my favorites. So I'll start with the books that I don't have, and I'll start with the first one. So one of my top favorites so far is Possession by Elana Johnson. This is the first book in the Possession series, and it was a really good book. It's a dystopian. And basically they're really controlled by the government or something like that. And it was really interesting, and I got hooked up from the beginning. It was really good. The next book, and it was like one of the top favorites. This is one of the top. Is The Immortal Rules by Kagawa. It's the first book in the Blood of Eden series, and this book was just so good. Everyone has to read it. I didn't read the Iron Face series for Kagawa, so this was the first book I read, and it was so good. It was like a mix of dystopian and paranormal into one, and I just loved it. Kagawa is so smart, and this book was amazing from the beginning. So if you didn't read it, you have to read it because it is amazing. Next book, one of my really high tops as well, is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. Now this book was another dystopian, I guess, actually more than fantasy dystopian, I guess, and it was so unique and so different, and it was amazing as well. It required a lot of imagination to create something like Shadow and Bone because it had a lot of fantasy in it, like I said. So I don't know how Leigh Bardugo thought of something this creative because it was so amazing, and I enjoyed every part of it. It was amazing, and I cannot wait for the second book. Another, have you noticed that they're most of them dystopian, so I've got contemporary right here, and it's Keep Holding On by Susane Colasanti, and this is so cute. I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. My 5-star reviews is Keep Holding On, Shadow and Bone, and The Immortal Rules. Possession got 4 stars. So, yeah. Keep Holding On was so cute. It was just amazing. It was about the main character, Noelle, was being bullied, and so she had to struggle through life, and her mom wasn't that helpful either, and it was just so cute. Every teenager has to read it. It had such a heartwarming message to all those teenagers out there, so I think it's a really good book to read. Let me start with my books I have. Another great book was ReVamped by Ada Adams. It was a really good book, and it was about vampires as well. It's not your typical vampire book because in this world, the vampires were, they're actually, they're out in the public, everybody knows about them, and they're okay with it. So the whole world, like human beings like us, know that they're vampires, and they're walking with them in the streets, and some actually film in movies, and some are actually in Vampire Idol, and it was really funny, and that part was funny, but it had like a really new idea, and I felt like it was really different. So I really enjoyed this book really much, and it's Ada Adams' first book, and it was really good. Like I really liked it, and it's actually signed by her as well, so I'm so excited. Like for the second book, which is coming out pretty soon. Like the cover reveal was out 2 days ago, I think, and it was really good. The next book that I totally loved was Tangled by Erica O'Rourke. This is the second book in the Torn trilogy. And I just recently finished the 3rd book, Bound, but from out of the 3 books, I prefer the second book the best, and it was really good as well. But I really like the Torn trilogy overall. The first book was okay, but the second book was wow. Like if you just read the first book and you felt like it wasn't that great, I think you have to give the second book a chance, because even the 3rd book was great, but not as great as the second book, I have to admit, but they're really good as well. And I really like this book. It had a very, I just loved the love triangle in it. It was so different than most of the love triangles I read about, so it was really interesting. And I love it's a fantasy book as well, and I love the magic in it. And see, the magic in all three books wasn't that much, which I liked because it was balanced between magic and Mo, the main protagonist's actually personal issues. So that was a really good idea for Erica to, do. Because I don't really like it when there's heaviness in the book about magic, or I don't know. I like a balance of things. So it was a really good book. I loved it. Another good book that I finished recently is Torn by Amanda Hocking. I love this book. I devoured it. I read it in 2 days, I guess, which is good for me because I'm traveling right now and we're going out every day and stuff. So, and it was a really, really, really good book. This is the second book as well in the Trial trilogy. The first one is Switched and the third one is Ascent. And I finished the first one and it was okay. It wasn't that great. I gave it 4 stars, which was okay, more to the 3.5. But this book is, wow, it was a really good book. I never expected Amanda Hocking to turn things around and to make it much more interesting than the first. And I'm so glad that I read the series, and I cannot wait for the third book. And I just love this book, and the ending was so good. I was like, what? Oh my god. It was so... I'm just smiling from remembering it. I love it so much. It's a really good book. The last book I left, which I guess tops out all these books, is a pretty old book. So, but I think it's so special, and I've been mentioning it a lot in a lot of my videos, I think. Telling you guys how much I love it. But this book will always stay in my heart, and you're probably wondering, come on, show us the books. I'm just going to show it for you. That book is Wintergirls by Laurie Halse Anderson. Yes, it's Wintergirls. This book is amazing. I love it. It was I'll never forget this book. I remember every page, and I remember every feeling I've had. And it's just one of those wow books that I had to go ahead and buy. I borrowed it from my sister's university library. And then today, this week, I guess, I found it in the bookstore on sale. And I was meaning to buy it, but then I was like, oh my god, I found it for $5 only. So I went ahead and I bought it, and I was so happy because it's in perfect condition as well. So it was really good because I always wanted this book to put it on my shelf because I love it that much. And this book is a realistic fiction. It talks about the main character, whose name is Leigh, and she's an anorexic girl, and it talks about her story. And it was a really good story because I feel like, sorry about that. I felt like it was a message. The thing what I like about books is when they give messages to people out there. So I think that's one of the biggest. Yes, you can read books for fun, but as well, sometimes reading books is good when they give you a message and understanding more, and it opens your mind to the world. Sorry, but I've never been this close to reading the feelings of an anorexic patient, because this book, Leigh just wrote an amazing story, and it's she was the anorexic, and she wrote it so well. I don't know how to describe it. I love it so much. And these are all my 8 books, my top 8 books for this year so far. So that's 8 books out of my 50. They're all good. It's a really good year so far. I haven't read as you can see over here, I have my Divergent and Insurgent that I'm planning to read, but I can never get into them. I have my Eclipse as well, and these books are never gonna read those. Just cover them with my pillow to forget about them. But I have to read those as well because I've heard such great things about them as well. But I guess that's it for this video. I'd really like it if Paige from Comfort Books would make one, because that'd be cool. And Jana at Kindle and Me as well. That'd be cool as well. And Amber at Books of Amber. Because I'm really interested to know what books are your favorite so far. So if you can do that, that'd be awesome. But other than that, have a great reading week, month, day. And see you guys in my next video. Bye!